A man full of hope will be full of action. Thomas Brooks. Hope is faith in the future tense. Peter Anderson. We must accept finite disappointment, but never lose infinite hope. Martin Luther King Jr. Only in the darkness can you see the stars. Martin Luther King Jr. Hope is grief's best music. Ainon. To all the living there is hope, for a living dog is better than a dead lion. Ecclesiastes 9:4. The past is a source of knowledge, and the future is a source of hope. Love of the past implies faith in the future. Stephen Ambrose. Harriet Martineau. The very least you can do in your life is figure out what you hope for. And the most you can do is live inside that hope. Not admire it from a distance, but live right in it. Under its roof. Barbara Kingsolver. Hope is the foundation of patience. John Calvin. When hope animates us, there is a vigor in the whole body. John Calvin. Most of the important things in the world have been accomplished by people who have kept on trying when there seemed to be no hope at all. Dale Carnegie. When you have lost hope, you have lost everything. And when you think all is lost, when all is dire and bleak, there is always hope. Pittacus lore. Hope means expectancy when things are otherwise hopeless. G. K. Chesterton. However bad life may seem, there is always something you can do and succeed at. Where there's life, there's hope. Stephen Hawking. Do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. Epicurus. The road that is built in hope is more pleasant to the traveler than the road built in despair, even though they both lead to the same destination. Marion Zimmer Bradley. We have always held to the hope, the belief, the conviction that there is a better life, a better world, beyond the horizon. Franklin D. Roosevelt. When you stop hoping, you are on the vestibule of hell, for there is no hope there. A. J. Cronin. Optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope. And confidence. Helen Keller. Hope lies in dreams, in imagination, and in the courage of those who dare to make dreams into reality. Jonas Salk. Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Albert Einstein. We need never be hopeless because we can never be irreparably broken. Albert Einstein. Hope is being able to see that there is light despite all of the darkness. Desmond Tutu. If it were not for hopes, the heart would break. Thomas Fuller. Great hopes make great men. Thomas Fuller. Hope is important because it can make the present moment less difficult to bear. If we believe that tomorrow will be better, we can bear a hardship today. Thich Nhat Hanh. Let your hopes, not your hurts, shape your future. Robert H. Schuller. There is some good in this world, and it's worth fighting for. J.R.R. Tolkien. Yesterdays. Ralph Waldo Emerson. If we will be quiet and ready enough, we shall find compensation in every disappointment. Henry David Thoreau. Hope is itself a species of happiness, and perhaps the chief happiness which this world affords. Samuel Johnson. Hope teaches endurance and an eager anticipation of that which will become reality. Simon J. Kistameka. Once you choose hope, anything's possible. Christopher Reeve. Children are the world's most valuable resource and its best hope for the future. John F. Kennedy. We should not let our fears hold us back from pursuing our hopes. John F. Kennedy. He who has health has hope, and he who has hope has everything. Thomas Carlyle. In fact, hope is best gained after defeat and failure, because then inner strengthen. toughness is produced. Fritz Knapp. Hope means expectancy when things are otherwise hopeless. G. K. Chesterton. You must not lose faith in humanity. Humanity is an ocean. If a few drops of the ocean are dirty, the ocean does not become dirty. Mahatma Gandhi. When hope animates us, there is a vigor in the whole body. John Calvin. Neither should a ship rely on one small anchor, nor should life rest on a single hope. Epictetus. The nearer to heaven in hopes, the farther from earth in desires. William Gurnall. A strong mind always hopes, and has always cause to hope. Thomas Carlyle. Remember, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things, and no good thing ever dies. Stephen King. The world needs less heat and more light. It needs less of the heat of anger, revenge, retaliation, and more of the light of ideas, faith, courage, aspiration, joy, love, and hope. Wilfred Peterson. Never lose hope. Storms make people stronger and never last forever. Roy T. Bennett. At first we hope too much, later on, not enough. Joseph Roux. Hope is a waking dream. Aristotle. Our fear must save our hope from swelling into presumption, and our hope must save our fear from sinking into despair. Matthew Henry. We dream to give ourselves hope. To stop dreaming, well, that's like saying you can never change your fate. Amy Tan. Hope is not an emotion, it's a way of thinking or a cognitive process. Brené Brown. The best bridge between despair and hope is a good night's sleep. E. Joseph Kossman. All kids need is a little help, a little hope, and somebody who believes in them. Magic Johnson. And thou shalt be secure because there is hope. Job 11:18. Hope is the pillar that holds up the world. Hope is the dream of a waking man. Pliny the Elder. Hope is the companion of power and mother of success, for whoso hopes strongly has within him the gift of miracles. Samuel Smiles. Without hope men are only half alive. With hope they dream and think and work. Charles Sawyer. As long as we have hope, we have direction, the energy to move, and the map to move. By Lao Tzu. All human wisdom is summed up into words, wait and hope. Alexander Dumas. Courage is like love. It must have hope for nourishment. Napoleon Bonaparte. A leader is a dealer of hope. Napoleon Bonaparte. A positive statement propels hope toward a better future. It builds up your faith in that of others, and it promotes change. Jen Dargetts. To hear the phrase, our only hope always makes one anxious, because it means that if the only hope doesn't work, there is nothing left. Lemony Snicket. I find hope in the darkest of days, and focus in the brightest. I do not judge the universe. Dalai Lama. May your choices reflect your hopes, not your fears. It is the first purpose of hope to make hopelessness bearable. Robert Brault. Everything that is done in this world is done by hope. Martin Luther. Just as despair can come to one only from other human beings, hope too can be given to one only by other human beings. Elie Wiesel. Hope is outreaching desire with expectancy of good. It is a characteristic of all living beings. Edward S. Aim. They say a person needs just 3 things to be truly happy in this world. Someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for. Tom Bonnett. I am prepared for the worst, but hope for the best. Benjamin Disraeli. Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, penetrates walls too. Arrive at its destination full of hope. Maya Angelou. Hope teaches endurance and an eager anticipation of that which will become reality. Simon J. Kistamaker. It's amazing how a little tomorrow can make up for a whole lot of yesterday. John Guar. The future belongs to those who belong to God. This is hope. W. T. Percusser. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us, and the world will live as one. John Lennon. The very existence of libraries affords the best evidence that we may yet have hope for the future of man. T.S. Eliot. When we love, we always strive to become better than we are. When we strive to become better than we are, everything around us becomes better too. Paulo Coelho. You cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore. William Faulkner. He who does not hope to win has already lost. Jose Joaquin Olmedo. Never deprive someone of hope. It may be all they have. H. Jackson Brown Jr. Never give up. Have hope. Expect only the best from life and take action to get it. Catherine Pulsifer. Hope and patience are to sovereign remedies for all, the surest reposals the softest, cushions to lean on in adversity. Robert Burton. Desire than judgment. William Penn. It's always something to know you've done the most you could. But don't leave off hoping, or it's of no use doing anything. Hope to last. Charles Dickens. Strange as it may seem, I still hope for the best, even though the best, like an interesting piece of mail, so rarely arrives, and even when it does, it can be lost so easily. Lemony Snicket. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. Confucius. Hope is not an emotion, it's a way of thinking or a cognitive process. Bren Brown. When you're at the end of your rope, tie a knot and hold on. Theodore Roosevelt. What seems to us as bitter trials are often blessings in disguise. Oscar Wilde. Hope is the last thing ever lost. Italian proverb. But I know somehow that only when it is dark enough can you see the stars. Martin Luther King Jr. It's really a wonder that I haven't dropped all my ideas, because they seem so absurd and impossible to carry out. Yet I keep them, because in spite of everything, I still believe that people are really good at heart and frank. Others remain as your legacy. Kalundukwi Kalu. Take hope from the heart of man, and you make him a beast of prey. Ouida. In all pleasure, hope is a considerable part. Samuel Johnson. The important thing is not that we can live on hope alone, but that life is not worth living without it. Harvey Milk. None are completely wretched but those who are without hope, and few are reduced. So low is that. William Hazlitt. Our greatest good, and what we least can spare, is hope. John Armstrong.